to you live from Nairobi, Kenya. This is TV 47 Weekend. Welcome to the broadcast. To our topics this evening. Tonight,
kuna wamama walitoka mtoni kufuata hiyo njia, wakapata mama amelala chini na kuangalia amekufa. Sasa nduru ikaanza hapo. Hao wamama wakapiga nduru, watu wakatoka, wakakuja kuangalia, kumbe mama ameenda.
2 people have died due to hunger in Baringo County.
Nikang'ang'ana tu kwa maisha hii mpaka juzi mama alijifungua na nilikuwa na upungufu ya ukosefu ya chakula hapa ambayo hatukupanda mahindi kwa miaka 3.
Residents are appealing to the government to intervene to save lives. KDF soldiers arrive in Goma, DRC for the peace mission.
Kazi hii tumeanza kujitayarisha mwezi wa 7 na kufikia hapa sasa nafikiri tuko tayari kabisa kufanya kazi.
The Kenyan troop is part of EAC force deployed to restore peace in the war-torn country.
Now since we will not wait for flood to come and even take all of us, yet we know very well that we are very hardworking Kenyans, watu ambao wameamua kufanya kazi kwa njia ya halali na walishe familia yao kwa njia ya halali.
Boda operators distance themselves from the cases of muggings witnessed in Nairobi.
Tukishikana mkono, boda, police, wana biashara, wana matatu, kila kona, Nairobi yetu itakaa iko sawa sawa.
Mbesa is on the sign language docket. My name is Stanley Irungita. Later on in the show, we'll be talking about matters the hood and the hip-hop culture, and American rapper JT Bigger Figure will be joining us for that. Now, to our top story this evening. 2 people have died of hunger, among them a mother of 3-week-old baby in Garatuko village, Baringo County. It is alleged that the woman had gone days without food and had walked tens of kilometers in search of water when she collapsed and died. Beatrice Watara begins her bulletin with a devastating story from Baringo County.
2 people have died of hunger in Garatuko village, Baringo County. Among them, a woman who had just delivered 3 weeks ago. According to locals, Emily Sot Chebon collapsed and died 2 days ago after drawing water from a borehole. She had walked for several kilometers in search of water. It is alleged she only had porridge a day before her death.
Labda kwa hiyo hali yake ndio akafanya anguke na usirai.
Kuna wamama walitoka mtoni kufuata hiyo njia, wakapata mama amelala chini na kuangalia amekufa.
At the same time, an elderly woman died in her house in Garatuko area, Baringo, last Sunday due to lack of water and food. Residents say insecurity in the region has been a major cause of hunger since many families depend on livestock which was stolen by bandits, with locals blaming the government for taking too long to respond to the drought situation.
Mimi nimeathirika pakubwa 2017 pokotu walichukua mali yangu yote kwa huko chini. Nikahamia hapo katikati. Baada ya hapo tena hiyo vetereslas wakakujia tena, tukahama tena mpaka hii ni mara ya pili nikihamia hapa. Hata mimi nahitaji wa mama aniambie jinsi ya kulea. Haya, lazima nitatafuta mama ile atanisaidia kulea.
Huyo mama ameenda hivyo kwa sababu ya njaa, kwa sababu hii area yetu hakuna chakula. Hapa ni njaa tu, hatuna chochote.
Elsewhere in Machakos, officials from the Kenya National Union of Teachers have expressed concern over the high number of cases of absenteeism among pupils in the area. According to NAT officials, 30% of pupils in the area do not attend classes due to drought that continues to ravage the area.
Children, actually we have quite a number of absenteeisms in Machakos County as we speak now. 30% of the pupils are not attending school because of hunger. So we are requesting the county government and the central government to have affirmative action to provide food in our schools.
According to the Kenya Red Cross, number of Kenyans facing starvation has risen to 5.1 million. Reporting for TV 47, my name is Beatrice Watara.
Indeed, some such state of affairs right there. Now, to some other matters, the first batch of the 903 Kenya Defence Force soldiers deployed in DRC for the peace mission have arrived in Goma, the capital city of the Democratic Republic of Congo. The soldiers are part of a regional operation that will help restore peace in the war-torn country. Sylvia Nyongesa reports.
The first batch of the 903 soldiers left the country Saturday morning and was flagged off by Defense Chief General Robert Kibochi at the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport.
Mkiondoka leo kuanza kazi ambayo ni muhimu zaidi. Kazi hii tumeanza kujitayarisha mwezi wa 7 na kufikia hapa sasa nafikiri tuko tayari kabisa kufanya kazi.
This follows the approval by the National Assembly Defense Committee last week after President William Ruto directed that a team of Kenya's soldiers be deployed to DRC to be part of a regional peacekeeping mission dubbed the East African Community Regional Force to the Democratic Republic of Congo. Kibochi urged the soldiers to uphold human rights, even as he expressed confidence in the officers' capabilities.
Kana ya kwamba tukienda kazi tunafuata kazi vile imeandikwa. Hatuendi pale kufanya vitu ambazo ziko chini au hazijawekwa katika yale masikizano ambayo tumefanya.
Before leaving, the officers underwent a 3-day training that was completed on Friday in a ceremony that was presided over by Force Training Officer Lieutenant Colonel Marcelo Tichera. The officers who have already arrived in Goma, DRC, have joined other officers from Uganda, Rwanda, Burundi and Tanzania on the mission to fight the M23 rebels in eastern DRC.
Insecurity is something that breaks up the social fabric and requires assistance to the local populace, and therefore we'll be working also together with the humanitarian agencies towards realization of peace and stability within Goma.
A second batch of soldiers from Kenya is expected to leave for DRC on Wednesday. The mission will cost Kenya 4.5 billion shillings. Former President Uhuru Kenyatta, who is the East African Community Bloc mediator for the situation, is expected to visit Kinshasa on Sunday for talks. Sylvia Nyongesa, TV 47.
The Ministry of Treasury has set guidelines which will see Hustlers Fund anchored into law as part of as per PFM Act if passed by Parliament. According to the document by Treasury Cabinet Secretary Professor Njuguna Ndung'u, the fund will be headed by a board whose chairman will be a non-executive but appointed by the President, while the Chief Executive Officer will be appointed through the ministry. And from that, boda operators within the Central Business District have been urged to operate under the SACCO to curb the rising cases of insecurity within Nairobi Central Business District. This as the boda operators attributed the swelling number of crime rates to the unlicensed boda operators distancing themselves from unruly acts. Paul Kirobi with more.
Nairobi residents are living in constant fear due to an increase in crime rates, especially in the Central Business District, where cases of muggings and stabbing continue to swell. This has been attributed to unlicensed boda operators who have been terrorizing pedestrians and allegedly use motorbikes to escape. Commander of Operations in Nairobi, David Apima, has urged the boda operators to work hand in hand with the police to weed out the unruly and unlicensed boda operators.
Every boda aingie kwa SACCO so that we can hold you accountable. Tunaelewana? Tuwe na mtu ya kuuliza swali. Bwana Chairman, hii mtu ni yako hii. Ako na uniform yako, ako na namba yako, I'm happy kwamba iko identifications. Eminent simuko na identification.
Today's meeting follows an alarming increase in crime rates in Nairobi, with the inhabitants living in constant fear of attack. The criminals are attracted to gadgets and target pedestrians who walk alone. On insecurity that has already created tension among pedestrians and frequent mobile phone users. Many Kenyans have reported such cases to the police, but very few culprits have been held accountable. These frustrating videos on social media is a testament of the angry victims of mugging and phone snatching. The licensed boda operators have distanced themselves from crime cases that have become rampant in Kenya's capital city.
Yule mtu yote ambaye hayuko kwa SACCO yoyote asioperate CBD. Kwa sababu mimi mwenyewe ni shahidi. Nimeshuhudia mtu wa pikipiki. Hana jacket, hana reflector, ana snatch simu wenyewe, anatoroka.
That they are not going to operate anywhere within the city without being in SACCOs. The best thing for them to do is to get into the SACCOs, wafanye vile ambavyo wanaambiwa, ndio tuweze kupanga tena hata vile tunaweza kuwa tukikuwa na more sessions za kuwafunza.
Boda operators have pledged to work with the new Inspector General of Police, Japheth Kome, to streamline the sector. Paul Kirobi, TV47, Nairobi.
And still on matters of security, the security situation in Murang'a County has now become a big concern, with the residents now calling on the government to intervene to tame the rising cases insecurity in the area. This comes as the body of a middle-aged woman was found dumped in a banana plantation. Lucky Hireno with more.
A sober mood has engulfed Mutoho village in Kandara constituency in Murang'a County after a body of a middle-aged lady was found dumped in the banana plantation, raising eyebrows in the area, residents pointing an accusing finger to the security agencies in the county. The incidents have left residents with more questions than answers, with residents now fearing for their lives.
Na ile kitu anauliwa ni kitu kidogo sana. Si wazee, si tukae tukiwa tumesimama tu kimutu. Sasa kulingana kwa biazi kwa serikali, mimi naomba tuko na polisi wa Karogea.
According to a resident, Felicitas Wanchiko, the area has in the recent past recorded high number of murder cases as security officers turn a blind eye on the matter.
Tunaomba tu serikali.
I do apologize for that technical and audio hitch. Now, Kenya today joined the world in marking pneumonia, with this year's theme being championing the fight to stop pneumonia. The Ministry of Health is pushing for protection, prevention and treatment for the disease, which is a leading cause of death for children under the age of 5 years. About 8,000 children die from pneumonia annually, with 2 deaths reported every hour. And as Elizabeth Atieno now reports, the Ministry of Health has now launched an integrated community case management manual to improve healthcare services for children with pneumonia in the country.
As the time ticks to the top of the hour, 2 lives are lost in the country. Reason being pneumonia, which is the leading cause of death for children under the age of 5. This disease has so far claimed the lives of 64,500 children in the country, with the World Health Organization estimating that over 700,000 children under the age of 5 die every year, with more than 2,000 deaths reported every day.
Translated in less than an hour, that means a child is dying every 45 seconds. You can imagine if we had a stopwatch, and after every 45 seconds, we are counting the number of children that are dying.
If pneumonia for sure is number one killer of our under 5s, I think we need to go back to the drawing board under the guidance of WHO and of course UNICEF and the rest, see how we can at least have an RRI on how to increase the jab and the immunity.
And although treatment has proven to be vital for the sick children, only 67% of children with pneumonia are taken to health facilities. A further 33% are inappropriate antibiotics for the amoxicillin dispersible tablets.
Even for those who seek care, they do so less promptly and present their children at an advanced stage of the disease.
The Ministry of Health has today launched the new Integrated Community Case Management Manual to equip community health volunteers with knowledge and skills to treat children with pneumonia across the 47 counties.
We've also had community talks where we've involved families, and I'm happy to hear that there's a new ICCM tool and guidelines that is coming out to help us also strengthen at community level.
Pneumonia is a form of acute respiratory infection affecting the lungs. It can be caused by several infectious agents, including viruses, bacteria, or fungi. The main signs and symptoms include cough, shortness of breath, fever, chest pains, and loss of appetite. Immunization, exclusive breastfeeding for children during the first 6 months, adequate nutrition, and reducing exposure to indoor air pollution have proven to be the most effective ways to prevent pneumonia. Elizabeth Atieno, TV 47.
Thank you, Liz, for that. And now to some education matters. As the Presidential Working Party on Education Reforms is expected to table its recommendations to President William Ruto, the Kenya National Union of Teachers Secretary General Collins Oyo and his predecessor Wilson Sossion want the competence-based curriculum CBC to be halted, arguing that it was rushed. Our reporter Boniface Baraza with more.
Speaking in Saboti constituency at the burial of former NAT Secretary in Trans Nzoia Reuben Mahino, the Secretary General of the Kenya National Union of Teachers Collins Oyo and his predecessor Wilson Sossion poked holes on the CBC curriculum and called for its suspension.
The training of teachers for CBC was most inadequate. Funding for CBC was equally inadequate. And we told the government, can we stop for a while?
Hii maneno ya masomo mbaya inaitwa CBC. Si tumefungua msemo mzungumze. Na walimu simemazungumza. Hakuna watoto wataenda secondary school, watabaki kule. Wapende wasipende.
Additionally, former NAT Secretary General Wilson Sossion said more teachers will be employed early next year to bridge the countrywide teachers shortage.
Walimu kuajiriwa, mliona katika charter. The first batch wataajiriwa katika Januari, at least 30,000. Tupigie makofi. Na hiyo ukora inaitwa delocalization kupitia directive ya president na serikali. Hiyo imeondolewa. Alafu ya mwisho, teacher professional development, tumeng'oa hiyo yote.
Saboti MP Caleb Amisi on his part said implementation of the curriculum is costly on parents.
Mambo ya CBC, we say you cannot suffocate an education system of Kenya with a foreign model. Wale wazungu wanaelewa. Saa hii unaambia watoto wapeleke huku shuleni, wapeleke mayai, ati wa practice kupika. Watu wamechoka.
Area Governor George Natembeya scoffed off at those who are pushing for the creation of a new county that will see its delimitation interfere with Trans Nzoia county boundaries.
Wale ambao wameanza porojo ya kusema kwamba Trans Nzoia itakuja kukatwa namna gani uunde kaunti nyingine, hiyo maneno hatutakubali. Hiyo kweli ndoto waote na waamuke, will not agree. Wajue kwamba the boundaries of Trans Nzoia are cast on stone and they will never change.
This comes at a time when the Presidential Working Party on Education Reforms is expected to hand in report detailing recommendation to President William Ruto on November 18th. Boniface Barasa, TV47.
And at the same time, President William Ruto is expected to make his maiden visit to Baringo County Sunday for interdenominational prayers to be held at Kabarnet ASK Showgrounds. Members of County Assembly, led by Deputy Speaker Kipruto Kimosop, have welcomed the visit, saying they expect the President to speak on challenges of insecurity and hunger affecting the county. His counterpart, Kabarnet Town MCA Ernest Kibet, is urging the President to address the issue on the Baringo University, which has become elusive for years.
It's our prayer that when you come around, let that one be the first word you mention in Baringo, because Baringo needs to develop. Na tukiweza kupata University of Baringo, tutakuwa mbele.
The people of Baringo received the news with jubilation. We are very happy and we are very excited that His Excellency will be coming back to Baringo, not now as an aspirant, not as a deputy president anymore, but as a president of the Republic of Kenya, a commander-in-chief and head of government. We are looking forward to meet you, Your Excellency. You know, Your Excellency, and you have always articulated very well, that the challenges that this county have, and we will be expecting to hear from you. We know you know, we have told you in many forums, that the people of Mochongoi expect title deeds, a matter that has been pushed over time, and we know that now that you are in government, that matter will be expedited. My colleagues have mentioned the Karandi Marikat Road. We have also mentioned the Ainamoi Road. We have the Asla Fund, and we are happy that the person in charge of the Asla Fund is coming from Baringo County. We appreciate that, and we look forward to hear you articulate. But of importance, Your Excellency, above everything else, the people will be of Baringo will be expecting to hear from you on the question of insecurity. It is a matter that has really bedeviled us. It is a matter that we hope that criminals, victims, bandits will be disarmed and restore calm and tranquility in this part of Baringo.
And to the wide and wonderful world of sports, Sports Cabinet Secretary Ababu Namwamba has announced that a new stadium will be constructed in honor of the first African Olympic medalist Wilson Kiprugut Chumo. Namwamba made the announcement during the funeral service of the 84-year-old former Olympic medalist in his Kericho home. Speaking during the funeral service, Namwamba also pledged to upgrade the status of the Kericho Green Stadium and the historic Kapkatet Stadium, which are in a dilapidated state. Leaders drawn from the political divide as well as Athletics Kenya called on the government not to forget heroes who have put Kenya on the world map.
And then Mr. Kineto is one of our... As a country, we owe these great Kenyans better treatment, better recognition. Absolutely, absolutely. There is absolutely no reason why we bury Wilson Chumo Kiprugut and he goes down today to his final resting place without a single national award, not even a head of state commendation. How? Mimi niko tayari, show me the land, we build a stadium. Gavana kazi kwako. That it will be called Wilson Chumo Kiprugut Memorial Stadium. The work that has been done at Kericho Green Stadium is a shame. A shame. The work that has been done at Kapkatet ground is a shame and a sham. And we, the people of Kericho and the people of Kenya deserve better. And so, Governor, we want to do something state of the art.
And some volleyball action, KCB head coach Jafeth Munala has called on his charges to bounce back when they face DCI after their 3-1 loss to Kenya Pipeline in the fourth leg of the Kenya Volleyball Federation League at the Makande Indoor Gymnasium, Mombasa County. Kenya Pipeline dominated the match from the start. However, the Bunkers attempted a comeback in the second set as Pipeline continued their dominance in the third and fourth set to win the match with scores of 25-23, 20-25, 25-20 and 25-20 25-20. Speaking after the game, KCB head coach Munala said the team is in transition with the new players after the departure of Sharon Jepchumba, adding that they remain focused on winning their upcoming fixtures. The Lionesses lost the services of opposite attacker Sharon Jepchumba, who joined Greece side Aris Thessaloniki earlier on October this year.
We are still reorganizing the team after losing so many players, and the last one being Sharon Jepchumba. So you can see we have two positions that's killing us. So as the time goes by, I think we are going to fit those positions. We're realigning the team. They are still learning the system. You know, we had already captured the system of KCB. Now, by including two new players, it's giving us a challenge. Remember, this year I recruited 4 players from KCB. So it's also a strong team to watch. But we are hopeful that we can still manage DCI as we rearrange the team of KCB.
My players have played really well. They gave their best, but we came out as losers, 3-1. We did not get any point, but it's not the end of it. This is just a league. We still have the playoffs ahead of us. Our focus is in tomorrow's match. We have to win that for us to qualify for the playoffs so that we can meet them again, and I can assure you we are going to win that one, the playoffs.
And to matters hockey, Kenya Police earlier today played out to a goalless draw with Mombasa Sports Club in the Kenya Hockey Federation League match played at the Mbaraki Sports Club. Kenya Police wasted their chances to score and win the match as the head coach blamed the state of the pitch, saying they are used to playing on turf, as he added that their hopes of lifting the league's title have been shattered. Meanwhile, Mombasa Sports Club coach said that the draw was a milestone for his team against the powerful Police, as he remained optimistic of finishing the league in a better position.
Tulikuwa na chances zetu, lakini baada ya kutumia chances, we didn't take our chances. Then we never scored in a goal. But that's what kona mbili peke yake. Alafu hatukuma convert shot corners, ndio sababu hata hiyo game ilikuwa isha draw. Weakness zetu nafikiri ni kwa nyasi, sababu tumelose game mbili sasa. We lost Kakamega kwa nyasi. Pia tumekuja Mombasa pia Bandara kuwin, tumetoka draw. So the form in many matches iko kwa AstroTurf. We are hoping that tutaenda kufanya mazoezi mzuri ndio